This is a Riddick video for My Hero Academia Season 4 Episodes 12 and 13. A 2-episode reaction. Click in the link in the description below to go watch my reaction, and then after you finish it, come back here to see my full review of these episodes, and my theories of what to happen next, and all that kind of stuff with that in my head. Oh my god, so much, some really good episodes. Click away now or be spoiled as to what happened in these episodes. Okay. I'm gonna make sure everyone has proper time to click away. My goodness. These episodes are really good. We had to see a little bit of Midoriya at his current level kind of thing, fighting against the dude there. Can't remember his name. Which is fine. And we had to see like a little bit of Midoriya kind of jumping around and trying to dodge and everything. Not quite dodging to his like the villain's level of skill and speed and all that kind of stuff with that, because he, I guess, has a history of like researching quirks and knowing how to like quickly analyze them kind of thing, which Midoriya in a way also sort of does that, but not like to the extent of the villain guy, essentially. Like he's got like notebooks of like all the different heroes and like what the quirks do, and all this kind of like cliff notes, notepads kind of stuff about it. But super freaking cool that we got to see Ares. Well, okay, so first she was going along with Lemillion, but then Lemillion fell, and she decided to go back to the villain guy. But then when she saw that Midoriya was still kind of fighting for her kind of thing, she realized that she has to break free and go for Midoriya, which activated her power. Which I think her power activates on, because it's not fear. Because if it activated on fear, then she would have used it on the villain guy. So it's got to be like happiness or something like that, like pure joy, like trust, something like that. Like it's got to be something like that to activate, because she activated it with her dad, and her dad was whatever, evaporated or whatever like that, when she was a kid, when it manifested, and then when she gave her trust in Midoriya, that's when also it activated for her, for him, to like heal his injuries and slowly kind of like constantly repair his body, essentially. So Midoriya's able to go 100% and beyond, like maybe a certain degree beyond 100%. I don't know, not quite yet, but I think just 100% for now, and sustain it. And then every time he punches that inevitability, or the inevitability of hurting himself, essentially, she reverts that back to the state before he's injured. So it's just like this constant like hurt, but like immediately heal, kind of thing. Like everything he's doing, so he can stay at 100%. His 100% form is so good. It's so cool. Like his eyes light up blue and like like the sheen out of it, and then his hair just has like this constant like spikiness to it, and oh my goodness, his speed is incredible. So All Might's speed, whenever he just like all of a sudden vanishes out of like thin air kind of thing, of his like rocket speed, essentially, he usually leaves like a shockwave like whenever he does it. But with Midoriya, it doesn't seem like that. Midoriya's like speed doesn't leave a shockwave. At first he kind of did, when he first like jet out of the cave, and then like it shockwaved like everything, essentially. But then he was above the city, and he did like another kind of jump thing, but it wasn't devastating. There was no shockwave like to destroy the city. So I'm kind of wondering, like, was that like a lower end jump, and the one underground, when he jumped out of it, like he wanted to get there as fast as possible? Well, I mean, that jump, he didn't know about Ares' gift, essentially. That was him just on instinct, and like because Ares boosted him, he just like instinctively went to like where it didn't hurt. And essentially because Ares is there, nothing hurt. So he's at 100%. So he jumped at 100%. So that's probably why it was like a shockwave. So I guess he does get shockwaves, but it's just like, it's interesting that like that one jump that he did and a couple other kind of speed things that he didn't leave shockwaves, but the one in the cave did. So I don't know what kind of, power sets, that he has kind of thing that does do shockwaves, but very freaking cool abilities at 100%. I mean, it's pretty much like what we've seen before, like his punches and kicks and stuff like that, but they're just like tenfold, like essentially what we've seen, because he's only been at 5%, which actually technically would be not tenfold, but it would be like 20-fold, right? Because it's like it would be about 20-fold, or something like that. To like, it's like if it's the 5%. Well, I mean, technically it's 20, so 6-fold, something like that. I whatever. Because he was at 20%, but now he's at 100%. So it's about 5 or 6 times his normal speed and skill and all that kind of stuff, or power, I should say. But it's very interesting that the villain guy literally just kills his own compatriots to combine them with him, so that way he can become powerful, kind of thing. Because he's straight up killing them. Like once he does that, he absolutely just kills them. They were probably just knocked out or out of commission or just exhausted at the point where they couldn't move anymore. And he just walks up and goes, "I need your ability," and just kills them, and then just like sucks up their atoms and then combines them in with his body. But Night Eye's saying that he saw Midoriya's and his death, though he's not dead yet. Night Eye isn't. And he didn't see this coming, so he definitely did fight fate, which is very, very cool. I'm hoping that at one point he's gonna go back to All Might and like see his like future, and see that he's not gonna die, because I think they were saying that Night Eye said that he's gonna die due to like a villain kind of thing, but All Might's already like past like All for One. Like, All for One was already defeated, and like I think that was the battle that Night Eye was saying he was gonna die from, that kind of thing. Like, you're in the face of a villain, you're not gonna be able to handle it. Because All Might's not like in hero mode anymore. He's not fighting any villains or anything. He can't even sustain his hero form for more than a couple seconds, so he wouldn't be doing any battles at all. Whereas Midoriya, for sure, is the new successor. So, and Night Eye is seeing this. Like, he sees freaking Deku in 100% power, which is so freaking cool. Oh my goodness. So, going forward, I think Aries safe. It's now just a job to help her quickly figure out how to turn off her ability, to like kind of snap her out of it, kind of thing, or get why did I forget his name? Aizawa. Or get Aizawa to be there and just turn off her ability. Maybe both of them at the same time, kind of thing, so they both equally kind of turn off, and not just like one, and then like one's still like spazzing out because of the power. Because Midoriya's has to stay at 100%, otherwise Ares is gonna kill him. So I feel like he's gonna have to just sit there and just take 100% until Ares or somebody else kind of figures out how to like turn off Ares' power. So that way Midoriya can just kind of calm down again. It's like, oh, okay. I no doubt he's probably gonna pass out from this like afterwards, or something. Because if he's like straining himself to keep at 100% power this entire time while he's holding Ares, then there's no doubt gonna be some fatigue for that. So like whenever it calms down and he lets off his power, I'm sure he's just gonna like knock out, or something. I don't know. Who knows? Or they're gonna be like some kind of crippling thing with that. I'm wondering if Ares' gift also healed his hand with the scars on it, kind of thing. With like he has like two scars going across his hand like that, where he pushed himself too far. I'm wondering if it fixed the scars and like completely healed him, or does he still have the scars and he's still kind of wary of his fists or whatever, or is there a way for him or Ares to fix like not only just in time, like rewind time, but the ability to like go forward in time. As what I'm wondering too as well. Like maybe that's something that the villain guy never experimented with, was going forward in time to the point where they become their strongest, essentially, like their peak performance, kind of thing, like in time. I mean, they won't have all their experiences doing it, but they would have like, your raw energy, kind of thing. Right, in Midoriya's case, just give him muscles and then he's good. And then he can go 100% whenever he wants to. Yeah, I'm wondering if there's going to be something like that. But yeah, no doubt I could definitely see Midoriya just having to stay at 100% power to withstand Ares' like assault on his body, essentially. It's not her fault that it's happening. That's just her gift, her quirk. So she's going to have to learn to kind of turn it off and on, and how to like turn it off and on, and how to avoid it turning on accidentally. That kind of stuff like that. So there's going to be some training involved in that. But Midoriya right now, I'm guessing, has to stay at 100% power, while her gift is on, in order to stay alive, essentially. Which, that's a great pair up too as well, because Midoriya could just keep at 100% power or more, just to kind of constantly hurt his body, to the point where Ares' gift is constantly healing his body, so he's just constantly in this loop. I'm wondering if he's able to go beyond that, like, plus ultra, like 200% power, just to kind of like give himself like extreme power up, essentially. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what's gonna happen with that next episode for sure. I know the next episode is out for subbed, but not dubbed. So, anyways. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now is all that going down. So, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next week for some more My Hero Academia. It should be a lot of fun. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen. Take care, everybody.